And we're back here on Couch Coach Live. We're continuing our RVA prep football preview. This is actually our official 300th episode here on Couch Coach Live. Definitely had to bring a very special guest, a former Couch Coach Live alum during our 2017 NFL season. And very proud of this young man, the head coach of John Marshall High School, Coach Chip Howard. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, indeed. But yes, we're definitely here to talk about the justices, man. And once again, like, as we communicated over the past, it's been about a year and some change of, gratatory and just, very proud of what you're doing over there on Old Brook Road. So we'll get to talking about, and obviously you're less than a month away, and we'll just discuss the upcoming season. So first, Coach, I wanted to, as far as obviously this was your first year. Last year was your first year at John Marshall. What was pretty much your thoughts on last season?
I thought we did a good job of coming together as the year progressed, from April when I got hired until about, I'll say, maybe our homecoming win versus Charles City. That right there is something that hadn't happened in a long time here, right? In terms of just winning homecoming, period, right? Regardless of the opponent. And that was a good moment for us because it was our most complete game, of the season. So down the stretch of that season. And, I felt like we came together leading up to that game. We were growing closer. We were getting better. Just kind of doing some of the other things off the field, too, as well. Just like I said, coming together and building the team. So it got better, as the year went along. And like I said, we had a good time, man. We learned a lot about each other. When I say each other, I mean my staff and the kids. We bonded very closely as the season went on because of the ups and downs, that we went through during the season together. So it just made for a good ending to the season.
And also, and we know, as far as when it comes like your first year, there's always, growing pains and things of that nature. So what was essentially your biggest lesson that you learned last season?
My biggest lesson that I learned, I would say patience and understanding. Patience because, we got a young group, man. And when I say a young group, this year we probably going to have at least 11 freshmen on the field, right, from day one. And, they're a little inexperienced, right, coming from Parks and Rec, or some having never played before. And, going from, because right now we don't have a junior varsity program, so they 13, 14 years old coming, in the high school playing varsity reps, for the first time, ever. So that was an experience for a lot of those young guys last year, and they're going to do the same this year because we're going to be just as young this year as well. So that was exciting from that standpoint. But then also I say understanding, because we have a lot of kids that have a lot of unique situations, right? And so in terms of like their home lives and things that they go through on a daily basis, and so you got to be able to sit, listen, and understand what's going on to be able to reach the player just as much as you want to reach the person. So that was big for me last year, for sure.
Sure. And I know, obviously, following the program on social media, I know how proud of you are of the graduating seniors and just everything, everything that comes into that into play. I actually wanted your thoughts on how, first we'll talk about like the thoughts of players, then also just the John Marshall community. How have they impacted you in this short period of time here at John Marshall?
You kind of froze up on me, Chris. Could you mind repeating the question for me? I'm sorry.
Okay. I got you, Coach. so essentially, how have the players and the community impacted you thus far in your tenure at John Marshall?
It's been great. So my role in the building during the day is Dean of Students. I'm the head of culture and climate in the building. So any thing that's going on in the building I have to know about, good and bad, right? So that has allowed me to meet different parents, build those relationships with not just student athletes, but also our other students in the building as well. And so that's been great. We felt like we built a lot of connections there. And then in terms of the kids in the community, we've been having a good time, man. It's been good. Different fundraising events that we've had, whether it be that or just going out to the Parks and Rec games, starting to get to know some of those younger kids that are coming up through the ranks that we'll see in the next few years. That's been good. So we want to get out and do that more. But the impact from the community has been great. We got a lot of support, especially recently when we went to Chowan University for team camp this year. Stayed 3 days, 2 nights. We got a lot of community support from alumni, former players, from John Marshall here, and like I said, local business owners to allow us to get there. So it's been good. We need some more. Now don't let me speak too soon. We need some more support, right? Because we got a lot of needs. But it's been good so far.
Yeah, and it's funny to lead to my next question with it. Now obviously, as far as you just got back from the camp pretty much almost about 2 weeks ago at Chowan. So how has you can discuss more about the camp as well, and then also how was the off season as far as from just the team standpoint?
No doubt. Well, let me start there first and lead up into camp. Since January, we've been having a consistent about 25 guys in the weight room. Now some people that may watch this may hear that and say, well, that ain't a lot. What you talking about, coach? Well, hey, man, listen, for us, for our program, where we are in our growth and on our timeline, that's amazing for us, right? Because when I first got here, that number was single digits. You know what I mean? So for us to be at that point, especially at the top of the off season, coming off of the season, I thought that was really good. That number, fluctuated throughout the season, throughout the off season, especially since we're a smaller school. So a lot of our guys play different sports, other sports in the spring. Like we got a lot of guys that wrestle, run indoor, outdoor track. We got a lot of baseball players. A lot of guys on the team play baseball. So we'll have some of those guys, here and there, but for the most part, like I said, it's been consistent, and that's the main thing we've been trying to preach: consistency in the off season, perfecting the craft, but also in the off season, making sure we're paying attention to our grades, right, so that we not only can be eligible for the next. Sorry about that, motion light in the office.
It's all good.
But yeah, so we just trying to get them to pay attention to their grades as well in the off season, so that not only they can be eligible for the next season, but just making sure we're on track for graduation. And so that's been good. They've been buying into that. We have study hall normally on Mondays during the off season and during the season. So the guys have bought into that. They use our resources throughout the season. So my coaches will sit in. I got one coach who's a math tutor, right? I got another one that's went to school, and I think his degree is in, I don't want to get this wrong, mechanical engineering, I think, like that. So any math, science, and stuff, man, we got those guys covered. We shouldn't have anybody with low grades because we got the resources right here. But like I said, so it's been good. And fast forward a little bit, kind of towards the spring, about April, May, we started going in the 7-on-7 season. That was good. We were working out with some teams out in Central Virginia, specifically at Monticello High School, with a number of other schools out in the area, Waynesboro, Albemarle, a bunch of different schools out there. And just getting that work out there, man, against some teams that, if we're so fortunate, we'll see those guys somewhere around playoff time. And so I thought that would be a good thing for us to see early in the season. And it helped. It helped. We got a lot of good chemistry, good reps that we put on film that we could come back, coach through some things, and then, kind of evaluate and move forward. So that's been good for us. And then camp, man, was amazing. It was something that, coming in when I first got the job, I was like, man, we got to go to a team camp because I know how much it helped me and my teammates when I first got to Highland Springs. we went to JMU my freshman year. And, that was my introduction to high school football. That was my introduction to that schedule, that routine. So for those ninth graders, just like when I was, I think it sets a good foundation of what a good football program is supposed to be like from a discipline and routine standpoint. And, it was a good experience for the guys. Some of them had never been out of Richmond, never been to North Carolina, and so for those couple of days, man, it was exciting. They love the cafeteria, buffet style, all that good stuff. So they had a good time. And then it was one-on-one instruction. We were the only team there this year. So that was good. We got a lot of hands-on work with those coaches down there at Chowan. They were very hospitable. They showed us around, man, and just treated us very well and just gave us that good instruction and feedback to kind of help our kids and give them a push, as when they come back here to kind of move us forward to the season. That was probably long-winded. I'm sorry.
Oh no, but it's perfect, and it just encapsulate what's going on at John Marshall, like you said, just the impact. And we talked about it, as far as in the beginning, like I knew, when you get the jobs, like you're gonna change guys' lives. You're gonna, and like you said, exposing guys to that type of environment, like you said, because people don't think or take credence to the fact that it's kids out here that that don't travel and that haven't been exposed to that experience. Like obviously, like we know as far as when it comes to that the disparity in the sense like from that. So yes, oh no, you good, coach. Yeah, and it's a great for you to explain that, because I think sometimes people don't understand that, especially from that perspective, because a lot of it happens, and some of us know the reality of it, and some just they don't know.
Right.
But yeah. For sure. So, and I know you talked about a very very young team for this Justice team. What are some players that we need to watch for on Friday nights?
Well, I'll start with our two freshman tackles, man. I'm very excited about those young cats, man. Just two young, energetic guys that should be the future of our program, man. Very hard working. We got this Decarius Hayden and Kyreek McDaniel. Like I said, two ninth graders coming up this year, coming from Henderson Middle next door. Just again, two outstanding young men that just so happen to be very, very talented at football at a young age. So we're excited about those two guys. But then, a senior receiver DB, Corian Winston. He's a name that should be on the rise this season. He'll be a big part of what we do this year. Very explosive playmaker on the outside. And again, like I said, on the back end on defense, he'll shut down the side of the field, no doubt. And then you got on the other side, Lamont Wilson, another receiver, excellent playmaker, guy that we want the ball in his hands a lot as well. And then our quarterback, Jalen Williams, another guy who has a year under his belt playing the position. Last year was his first year playing quarterback for us as a sophomore. This year, like I said, it'll be his second year, and he's a baseball kid too, man. So the ball, he rips it. He can throw it. He can spin it with the best of them, in my opinion. But he just, got to keep making sure he's confident, believing in himself, and also his teammates, so that he can distribute the ball the way he needs to. Because he does have people, playmakers on the outside to make some plays for him. So, no doubt. I could go on, man, because we got some guys that a lot of people don't know.
Well,
a lot of people don't know, man.
Want to know. Sure. If you want to, some more,
look, let me, hey, don't tell me that. Well, look, I got a couple more. Look, hey, man, Sherrod Bosher, Sherrod Bosher, the guy that'll be a guy in the slot for us, another playmaker. And then we got Wayne Williams, our center. He's another young guy. He'll be a junior this year. Last year he was a starting center as well, but like I said, he's a leader up front for us. He and Dante Everett, center and guard combination. We're excited about the young talent that we have, man. We got a bunch of sophomores, juniors that are coming into their second, third years of playing, and their best football is ahead of them. So like I said, we're very, very excited about it. Very excited.
For sure, for sure. So, what are your expectations for this season?
Uh, this season, man, I want us to, number one, leave a footprint uh, uh, of our impact in our school. I want us uh, to lead by example and set a standard in our building for how we want to conduct ourselves and how we handle our business in class, right? That's what I want us to do on the forefront, right? And that may be kind of cliche, but I want it to be known, right, and said, because that's something that we take a lot of pride in, man. Because we believe that if we take care of that first, right, that football is a lot easier. The conditions in which you want to play and develop as a football player are a lot easier when you can take care of the simple disciplines away from the field before you actually get to the field. But as far as on the field, man, I just want us to go out there and compete, right? I want people to not look at us and say, oh, we got JM this week. We good. We ain't got to do too much practicing, right? I don't want people taking us light on the schedule no more. That ain't who we are, right? When you come play us, we want you to make sure you strap your helmet up, put the ball down at the 50 and get ready, right? So, we excited. Again, we young. We know we're gonna take some lumps. We know we're gonna have some situations where some guys may be a little shell shocked in the moment, right? But it's our job as coaches, right, to make sure they're prepared, and make sure they're out there playing confidently, and playing fast, so that they can be in a good position to be successful. But we're excited about it, man. That's honestly how all of us feel around here. It's a sense of excitement, especially coming with the momentum coming off of camp, and the things that we saw out there. And we feel like we can build on that and lead into a good season. And we're not playing a schedule full of class 5 and class 6, teams where we were sometimes in the past, right? This year, because we're class 2, man, we playing teams in our class, right? Maybe some in 3, some in 1, but majority 2, right? And that's what we want, right? We want to compete at our level first and then rise as we rise, right?
Sure, sure. And one thing I always as far as when it comes to obviously when the game is, and just as far as getting prepared for the game and just the nervousness and everything that comes with it. So are there any like superstitions or rituals, anything that kind of keep you calm before the storm?
You can ask anybody that's been around coaching with me, man. Before games, I am the R&B guy, right? Like I need to hear some type of R&B, something smooth, something chill, man, before the game, because I'm normally kind of giddy before the game. I got a lot of not nervous energy, but like just excitement. So I got to be chill, man. So I'm in here with the Badu on, something Jill Scott, in the office chilling. They know I got the big speaker in here. Any game day, man, it's going up. But probably right before, maybe about 30 minutes before kickoff, right when we go out there with the skill guys to warm up, I got to turn my DMX on or something, get me right. But for sure, everybody knows if you hear the R&B on the game day, it's probably Coach. It's probably Coach.
And once again, appreciate you, Coach, for sure. And man, appreciate you, Coach, for coming on the show. Tell them about social media, everything that's going on with John Marshall, social media wise.
Yeah, please follow us. JM_football RVA on Instagram, JM Justices _FB on Twitter. Check us out. Please follow us. We have donation links in our bios for monetary gifts, because we do need them, right? We are a team that we have to supply a lot of the things on our own. And so, we need to support our kids in a way that is conducive for their success moving forward. So your support would be definitely appreciated, because we are looking forward to a good season this year, and these kids deserve to have the best type of experience.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, appreciate you for coming through. Definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys gonna do this fall, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Please come to a game, man. Please. We might need to get you as our play-by-play, but I ain't no pressure or nothing like that. No pressure.
We'll talk. I mean, but man, hey, we'll discuss that. We can discuss it, and obviously, so we can definitely discuss, that, because I do want to come and cover some of the games this year. I'm gonna definitely make an effort to this season, definitely this year, because with everything. But yeah, for sure. But yeah.
No doubt. We appreciate you, man. Yeah. I bet.
All right.